Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Friday, September the 14th. We have a full 15-game slate tonight. We definitely got a lot to talk about, so I do not want to waste time. Just make sure you guys drop a like on the video. Would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button down below, so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. 15-game slate tonight. 3 pitchers over 10K. Max Scherzer, Tanaka, and Walker Buehler all over 10K on DraftKings. And I really don't have interest in any of the 3 guys. I don't think any of these 3 guys are going to be core plays for me today. Max just seems too expensive against a Braves team that doesn't strike out a ton. I like some of the expensive bats on the slate, so I don't think Max is going to be a priority for me. I will have some exposure if I make like 10 or 20 lineups today. I'll have Max in probably a couple, like 1 or 2, but he's not going to be a guy that I'm very heavy on. Same with Tanaka, same with Buehler. I don't think these are going to be guys I'm too heavy on. If I had to pay up for one of these guys, though, I think Tanaka would probably be my favorite at 11-6 against the Blue Jays. Tanaka does have some upside here. He's coming off a really good outing where I think he put up like 40 DraftKings points. Can't remember who his last start was against. I think it was against the Mariners. Tanaka looked great. I think he had like 8 or 9 strikeouts. Might actually had 10 strikeouts in that outing. 8 innings, just 3 hits, 40 DK points. Tanaka looked good at his last start. I think he's playable today, but he's another guy that's not really a priority for me. I really like the mid-tier today. This is where I think I'm going to go heavy at pitching. On Jose Barrios at 9K, really like here versus the Royals. It's just a good matchup. It's a Royals team that really isn't that good offensively. It's a Royals team that has strikeouts in their lineup. If we look at their projected lineup, it's a lineup with Ks, especially when you get down to like the 5 through 9, guys like Hunter Dozier, he will strike out versus righties. Bonifacio will strike out. Goodwin will strike out. Herrera, not a good hitter. He will definitely K some. Even Salvador Perez has an increased K rate versus righties. The guys that really worry me are like Whit Merrifield, Alex Gordon, maybe. O'Hearn definitely has power versus righties. Those are really the only guys I'm scared of. I like Barrios here. He's cheap. He's coming off a start against the Royals where he was okay, not great. 6 innings, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, 17.9 DK points. His last start against the Royals. I think we can get a much better outing than that from Barrios today. I could easily see him getting 25 to 30 DraftKings points, and just really like him here as an SP1 option at 9K. Then at SP2, I think there's plenty of value today. I really like a guy that's pretty cheap. Tyler Anderson is just 6,400. Gets to face a Giants team that's just been atrocious lately, and he gets to face them in AT&T Park, a great pitcher's park. So I love Anderson here. Just always like targeting pitchers in this ballpark. Just seems like they always do well. I think Chris Stratton is honestly in play. Stratton's not that great of a pitcher, but in this ballpark, you can pretty much play any pitcher. I like Stratton on the other side. Obviously, like Anderson as well. Just think Anderson has a lot of upside here. This Giants lineup is really bad, and there are definitely a lot of strikeouts in this Giants lineup as well. Anderson's had to pitch a lot of his starts lately. I believe all of his last 4 starts have come in Coors Field. We're getting him in AT&T, a great pitcher's park. Love Anderson as a cheap option, just 6,400. You pair him with Barrios, that still leaves you a buttload of salary to pay for bats, over $4,300 remaining per player for your bats. So if you want to pay for bats, you can definitely do it going with Barrios and Anderson. But some of the other pitchers on the slate that we could possibly consider, obviously I said I like Stratton on the other side of that game. James Shields is not a pitcher I really pick often, but he's facing the Orioles today, and we know how bad the Orioles are. You do have James Shields at 6,500. Eric Lauer is facing a Rangers team that will definitely strike out, and Lauer is at home in Petco, where it's a good pitcher's park. He is 6K, another cheap option you could possibly consider. You got Zach Eflin at 6,900 facing the Marlins. Feel like he's going to be a really popular play, and I do like Zach Eflin. I will have plenty of exposure to Eflin today. So there's just a lot of value that I like. Even Chris Archer at 7K, we know the kind of upside that Archer has, and he's just not a 7K pitcher. He's way more talented than a 7K pitcher. He could possibly be a guy you look to for value. So definitely a lot of value on this slate. If you want to pay up for a Scherzer or a Tanaka, you could probably easily do it with all the value at pitcher. But I like the expensive bats today, and I don't know if I can fit in expensive bats with Scherzer, even if I go cheap as my SP2. So I like Barrios and Anderson. So my 2 options to kind of build around today. So then looking to the bats, we'll start off at third base. I love the Yankees as a stack today versus Marco Estrada in Yankee Stadium. So I really like Miguel Andujar here. He's 4,400. Honestly, feels a little bit too cheap for this matchup versus Estrada. And a lot of these Yankees hitters feel too cheap just for this matchup versus Estrada. They're getting to face him in Yankee Stadium, which is a good hitter's park. They got a 5.4 implied run total. Guys like McCutchen, Hicks at 4,500. Andujar 4,400. Stanton's only 4,700. Didi's probably the only guy that's like reasonably priced over 5K. I think all of these guys should be over 5K, at least the 1 through 5 in this lineup. So I love the Yankees here. I can easily stack them going with the two pitchers that I chose. Love Andujar at third base. At shortstop, love Didi. Even though he's expensive, Didi's done really well in the past versus Estrada, along with a lot of these other Yankees hitters. Stanton, he's gone 7 for 20, 4 home runs off Estrada. Hicks, 5 for 19 with a home run. Gary Sanchez, 5 for 24 with 4 home runs. Neil Walker, 8 for 27 with 2 home runs. Didi, 10 for 43 with 3 home runs. A lot of these Yankees bats have hit Estrada well, and I think they're going to hit him well today. Like I said, love this Yankee stack. Love Andujar, love Didi. Also love Stanton, who just seems underpriced. It's a good matchup just for these guys. They're fly ball hitters. They can hit home runs, and that's what Estrada struggles with. He gives up a lot of fly balls, gives up a lot of home runs. And in this ballpark, this small ballpark in Yankee Stadium, some of these fly balls are definitely going to leave the stadium. I think Stanton has a good chance of hitting one out today. Honestly think Andujar, Didi, all these guys have a good chance of going deep. Just love the Yankee stack, my favorite stack on the slate. I will definitely be loading up on them on tonight's 15-game slate. But yeah, guys, that's it for tonight's 15-game slate. That's it for my 5 plays. Jose Barrios, Tyler Anderson, Miguel Andujar, Didi Gregorius, and Giancarlo Stanton. Now we'll quickly talk about some of the stacks I like besides the Yankees. We'll go over BVP as well. So other stacks besides the Yankees that you could consider on this slate. There aren't a ton of other high run totals, but like over 5. I believe the Yankees right now are the only team, or the Indians versus Matt Boyd have a 5.2 implied run total, but those are the only 2 teams with a run total over 5. I might be on some of these Indians bats, but I definitely prefer the Yankees over them. But like maybe some sneaky teams. I know Shields, I recommended him, but he's not the best pitcher. He could definitely struggle here versus the Orioles, so I don't mind some Orioles bats. These guys are insanely cheap. You could possibly consider them. The White Sox on the other side of that game facing Luis Ortiz. They have a 4.8 implied run total. The White Sox could possibly be a stack we consider on this slate. Wei-Yin Chen, we know he struggles outside of Marlins Park. He struggles on the road, so guys like Rhys Hoskins, Ramos, I think these guys are really good plays today versus Chen. Definitely like to pick on Chen when he's outside of, or when he's just on the road outside of Marlins Park. Could possibly consider some of the righties from the Phillies. But other stacks, I don't see a ton that I love besides the teams I've mentioned. You got Harvey facing the Cubs, but I don't think I'm going to prioritize Cubs bats today. I would rather play the Yankees bats than the Cubs bats. I think that's really it for stacks, or at least the teams I feel like I'm going to be heavy on today. So let's go ahead and look at BVP for tonight's 15-game slate. We'll cover some of the BVP plays with about a 20 at-bat sample. We'll start up top where Chris Davis has gone 5 for 19 with 3 home runs versus James Shields. Jace Peterson 4 for 11 with the home run versus Shields. I mentioned all those BVP stats for the Yankees bats versus Estrada. Abdul Herrera 4 for 10 versus Chen. Maikel Franco 7 for 18 with 2 home runs versus Chen. Francisco Lindor 8 for 20, 2 home runs versus Matt Boyd. Nick Castellanos 11 for 33, 2 home runs versus Tomlin. Victor Martinez 7 for 32, 3 home runs versus Tomlin. Kurt Suzuki 8 for 24 with a home run versus Scherzer. Let's see here. Jonathan Scope really hit Chris Archer well. 11 for 31 with 6 home runs. Just great BVP. So if you really buy into BVP, definitely should have Scope on your radar if he's in the lineup versus the Pirates today. But other plays, Starling Marte 6 for 20, 2 home runs versus Gio Gonzalez. Nelson Cruz 8 for 26, 2 home runs versus Matt Shoemaker. And Robbie Cano, lastly, has gone 8 for 25 with 2 home runs versus Shoemaker. So that's it for BVP, guys, and I think that's it for this 15-game slate. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed, just make sure you click that like button. Would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button as well. And if you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or you can leave a comment down below. I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. And good luck tonight on this 15-game slate. Peace.